Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/relationship advice, where OP's wife is pretending that she cares. Let's begin. My wife cheated on me, and I'm trying to figure out how to proceed. Posted by Reddit user throwaway92727272772. Wow, can't believe I got that in one take.
Hi Reddit, my wife knows my Reddit, so I'm using a throwaway. I'm also on mobile and English isn't my first language, so forgive the formatting and grammar errors. My wife and I had what I thought was a great marriage up until a couple days ago when I discovered something that shattered my entire world and made me question everything. My wife was in the shower and left her phone on the nightstand, and I saw it light up. I glanced over and did a double take when I saw it was from someone named Boo. My curiosity got the better of me, and I snooped through her texts with her boo. It was worse than I ever could have imagined. They constantly talked about how they loved each other and how they wished they could be together. At this point, my heart was fucking racing, and I heard my wife turn off the shower, so I put her phone back. When she got out, she could absolutely tell something was wrong and kept asking me if I was okay. I told her I was fine, just stressed from work. She pressed me, but eventually dropped it, and eventually we both went to bed. She is a heavy sleeper, so when she eventually fell asleep, I went through her phone and what I found shook me to my core. I found evidence she actually met up with this guy multiple times. She's taken business trips to go to his house for a week. After I found all this, I spent the night drinking and being sad. For these past few days, my wife has been trying to cheer me up, as she can tell I've been off. She keeps asking what's wrong, and I shrug her off. How do I go about confronting her? She's literally acting like she cares about me, and me being depressed is hurting her, as if she hasn't been fucking someone else for over a year. Any advice would be appreciated, thank you.
OP, this is how you need to proceed. Number 1, save the evidence and make multiple copies. This will help cover your ass just in case things get messy. Number 2, consult a lawyer and start the divorce process. You already have proof that she's having an affair, so do not take her back. Number 3, get tested for STDs. You can never be too sure. Number 4, start protecting your assets and finances. Do not let her get rewarded with half of your shit for awful behavior. Consult your lawyer about this. Number 5, start therapy to cope with this. From the looks of it, this really caused you a lot of pain and trauma. You don't want to carry that over to your next relationship or even everyday life. Number 6, don't drink. Well, don't drink too much. Number 7, pick up a hobby to divert your attention from this. Not only is this a good pastime, but you will also hopefully find new friends with similar interests. Keep your chin up, OP. You can do this. Good luck. Our next story is from r/Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for telling a single mom that I hate her kids and couldn't care less about them? Posted by a deleted Reddit user.
I, 22 female, rent a room in a 5-bedroom house. My landlord Alice, 34, lives downstairs with her 2 kids, A, 6 female, and B, 4 male. Rent was cheap, and I'm in college, so, yeah. Shortly after moving, I realized that Alice expected me to babysit for free while she runs her own business from home. I don't mind kids, but I don't babysit. Even if wanted to between work and studies, I have no time. I made this clear before I moved in. I told her she could ask the other tenants. She said they were both men and had to work, and that it made more sense to her for a girl to watch her kids. WTF? Little bit about her kids, they're wild. Zero manners and gross. Her son would climb on the dining table and start jumping near our food. He would pick his nose and stick his hands in everyone's food. Since moving in, he has stepped on my food, peed in my potted plants, and rammed his bike into my ankle, giving me a tiny fracture. She allows him to ride his bike in the kitchen. Her daughter would keep screaming and banging my door when I'm studying. She stole my shampoo and emptied the entire bottle into the drain. And I shit you not, in one of her tantrums, she pooped on the staircase right outside my room, which I accidentally stepped on. She never disciplined them. These are just a few points. I don't blame these kids in any way for their behavior. They simply don't know better, as their mom neglects them the whole day to work on her business. She once didn't feed them the entire day, and I ended up having to feed her kids, despite being exhausted from work. I have asked her to mind them countless times, but she always plays the single mom card. For the record, she's not a single mom. Her husband lives 5 minutes away, and the house is actually his name. He pays for everything. I put up with this shit for 6 months, until one day I lost it when I found her son had completely destroyed the cake I baked for my boyfriend's birthday. I think I unleashed all the pent-up frustration at her. She said if I really cared about her kids, I would understand how hard it is to raise them. I said I don't give a shit about her kids. If anything, I hated them for making my home life miserable. She started screaming and fake crying, telling me how hard her life is as single mom, working full-time. I ignored her, packed my stuff and left for a friend's place. I'm currently making other living arrangements, but my words are kinda haunting me. I don't really hate her kids. I actually feel sorry for them, that their mom can't be bothered to raise them right. I've lived with kids before, and I've never ever felt this sort of resentment. None of my previous landlords allowed their kids to run wild like this. I guess I feel guilty for my poor choice of words and my fit of anger. So came here to see if my anger was justified, or do I need to apologize to her? Am I the asshole? Edit. Guys, there's no CPS where I live. There are similar organizations, but only focus on extreme cases. I tried calling a couple, and they said this doesn't qualify as the mom is home 24/7. Cops are corrupt as hell and don't give a shit about family matters. We live in a developing country.
Not the asshole. Her children are not your responsibility. I don't understand why she even expected you to care for them in the first place. It's definitely not because she's overwhelmed. She's not even a single parent. Oh, and by the way, there are a lot of single parents out there that can balance multiple jobs and taking care of their kids just fine. She's just lazy. I get that you're feeling sorry for her kids, but you can't sacrifice your own future for someone else's laziness. Let the father know what is happening to his kids and let him deal with her. Good luck, OP. Our next story is from r/cheating stories. He cheated on me with the one that got away. Posted by Reddit user BeautifulWrong2259.
Turned out the one that got away had chlamydia. Now, I'm not gonna judge you if you have an STD. I don't know your circumstances or how you got it, and that's none of my business. What I will judge you for is not getting tested after every new partner. Because that's just bad sexual health. Basically, he asked me for a break, ensured it wasn't because he was looking elsewhere, then cheated not even a week into it, then called me to tell me just before the break ended. I was under the impression it was because he needed time and space to get his mental health in check and really dig deep and contemplate the root of his personal issues. Boy, was I wrong. I felt sick when he told me. I felt sick that I was excited to hear his voice just 5 minutes earlier. I felt sick that I laughed because I thought he was joking. I felt sick that I could trust someone so much to the point that I really believed for even a second that he would never do that. That he would tell me if he wanted to be with someone else. Sick that not only did he lie to me, but he really convinced me that he wasn't wanting to sleep with someone else. And I really wouldn't have been mad if he was upfront about his feelings. I had my experiences, and he was unhappy with his lack of experience. Obviously, I'd have had boundaries, but just a normal no strings attached, I want to know who they are ones. If he wanted more, I genuinely wouldn't have been upset if only he'd just told me the truth. If only, though. Instead, he took her out on dates, stayed with her for a few days, been more intimate with her in 3 days than he had with me in 2 weeks, and was genuinely hoping to be able to see her more. I think the only reason he told me was because he was scared of what she might say to me or do to him. I think he wanted both of us at the same time. But she was hoping he'd choose her. He didn't. I tried to make it work because I loved him, but the more time I spent talking to him and being around him, the more I started to hate him. Hearing his voice, seeing his face, seeing that smile. It just made me sick and angry. When I was going through his phone and saw the pictures of them, it was like waterfalls were coming out of my tear ducts. I covered my mouth, and it may have looked like I was trying to stifle my scream, but I was so disgusted by what I saw that I threw up and had to cover my mouth. All of this isn't even the end of that story, but I just had to get that out. I can't really talk to anyone else about this. Edit. I struggled with thinking it was my fault because he came up with all these excuses as to why it was low-key my fault. You pay for me too much. My grandparents told me to never stay with the first person you fell in love with, but you were too good to me, and I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You don't have a car and you can't find a job. That last one really hit home because I was in a car accident that left me physically unable to do most jobs on top of my mental disabilities. Second of all, I'm poor and my family's poor, so no, I don't have a car, and also, we're literally in a recession. Of course it's hard to find any job right now. But towards the actual end, he admitted those were all excuses so he'd feel less bad about cheating. He really didn't have anything bad to say about me in the end, and I think that made him mad.
Well, good for him. He finally banged the one that got away. So now he has something that is not going away anytime soon. I hope it was worth it. Imagine this, fellas. You have a partner who is open to let you experience new things outside of your relationship. They trust you and want you to trust them in return. This is the most uncheatable situation, right? Yeah, well, no. Cheating is not just about sex. Cheating is the act of disloyalty, physical or emotional. Who the fuck goes out of their way to break the rules when the person they are with has been so kind and understanding, then has the audacity to put the blame on the victim? Yeah, that's a classic cheater move. What in the flying fuck is wrong with him? While I personally wouldn't want to be in an open relationship, I do get that some couples do enjoy polyamory, and there's nothing wrong with that, because it's none of my business. I just want you to know you're awesome, OP, kind and understanding, but you just can't take a cheater back. It will just break your heart even more. That douche was an idiot, and his actions do not reflect on you or your actions in any way. You were trusting and accommodating. He doesn't deserve you. I hope you can move on, OP. I truly do. Good luck. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my YouTube channel for you to watch absolutely free. So consider clicking that super thanks just below the video title, or you can use my PayPal in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, make sure to subscribe to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.